So the first Dragan files secret folder has finally been cracked. And it turned out it was kind of impossible for us without the little help of one of the star recently, namely Sebastian. But I'll go through the steps real quick so you guys can follow like how this whole thing works from the start to beginning. And obviously we have 2 more folders left to crack, but these are inaccessible at the moment. So first things first, once you go to the Dragan files with this URL, you'll probably be greeted with this login window here. And the first thing to even get in here, the password that you need, you can find on the gateway report side. If you go to contacts ad here on the top right, you will find this specific term GoldenTaste. This was added, I believe, relatively soon after they updated the site with some additional secrets. So this was a later ad that was posted, and that's how people figured out really quickly that GoldenTaste is indeed the first password. So once we enter GoldenTaste, that's how we get here. And the folder we were specifically talking about is the secret folder right here. And this one on itself already requires a password. And when this initially unlocked, once again, we got actually 2 additional contact ads on the gateway report. So once again, you click on contact ads here at the top right on the gateway report website. And the specific articles that were added are this one here from Vpike and this one here. And you gotta read through this one first, because it tells you how to solve this one basically and figure out what you have to enter into the Dragan files website. So if you read through this, the Horde of Dragan ransacked, yet it is the other man's treasure that holds the how and why. Not all is what it seems, only from the failures will he know the way. So essentially this tells you it's like somebody else, right? So it's not this article, it's like some other thing. If you read through this part here, hidden in plain sight, obviously yet not a lesson learned, mistakes of the past rectified. It kind of like inclines that when you see something, stuff might be a bit odd. But then here, this is like what really tells you how to kind of solve this. Our errors call but heed this cue. Ignore the words that feel too true. Mistakes mask the villain's art, but genuine slips will play the part. So if you check this sentence right here, like you have very weird words like gur, org, and whatever. So all these weird kind of words are the ones that you have to use. And if you read this down here, to succeed, align with the Emperor and rotate wisely to reveal the truth, essentially just means it's a Caesar cipher. And it's a classic Rot 13 cipher as well. So what you do is you just pick these words here that feel off, and then you put them into a Rot 13 cipher, which I've done here already. So these are the words which give you this here. The best revenge is not to like you enemy. I believe that this mistake here might even be on purpose, so you can like find quicker what actually is the thing. Because if you literally just copy paste this sentence into Google, the very first thing you get is, well, this seems to be kind of like a quote from Mr. MarcusAurelius, and it's even highlighted. Like, I haven't highlighted it, it just is. So this is what you have to insert. It's MarcusAurelius. And then you get here. And here's where we got stuck for quite a while. This strange VS folder, which we actually now understand what VS stands for. You get to here. Please enter the password to required to continue. And it kind of like expects a response. Once we got here, eventually what happened is we started getting emails in the junk folder. Specifically, these 3 from conveniently named Vpike. Remember on the gateway report website? Yeah, Vpike was mentioned right here. So that's kind of interesting, isn't it? Essentially what you get here, if you pay very close attention to the letters that are written in the spam mail, there's a few letters that are highlighted. And these 3 mails essentially need to be combined, and there's also where there's this one little error that stopped us from solving it entirely. So first of all, we have the E, then we have the S, then the T, and then the D. So these are the first 4 letters that we need, ESTD. In the second mail, we have double E's, we have A, we have the R, that one's a little hard to see, and we have the H, so it's 5 letters. So we have ESTD and EEARH. And finally, and I believe that's the one that has the error in it, we have an S, a T, and yet again another T back here, and that's it. But we were supposed to have one more. I think it's this word, this your. Sebastian told us that one of the yours is supposed to have a bold R. That was the thing that's missing. None of these emails had like an additional R, so that's the one we were missing. So in this one, in this case, you were supposed to have S, T, T, and R. And, well, I mean, you can, like, throw this into Google and try and things and whatever, you will not get to the end of it. Essentially what it is, it's just an anagram of HardestStreet. Some people, I don't know the order of, like, who was first and whatever, but there's been a bunch of people in the Dragan files and mod community, probably Twitter as well, I don't even know, like, probably a bunch of people have been immediately trying to solve it. But HardestStreet is what you're supposed to get out of it, it's an anagram out of these letters. And with that, you will be able to get through the first response. So now it's who is Marta's partner. The thing about HardestStreet is it's supposed to be a reference to Diamond District. Why? I don't know. Somebody will probably figure out why that is. But apparently it's supposed to be a reference to Diamond District. So essentially, Marta's partner you can find on Diamond District. And if we go to Diamond District, we do indeed find a partner for Marta. So if we head all the way over here to the, I think, Glimmer Store this is? Yeah, if you go past the Glimmer Store, there's this orange sign up here for lease, which, voila, there's a Marta Brown and there's a BrianOstin. So BrianOstin is the partner for this one. So in this case, if we enter BrianOstin, we get to the next thing. When is the voice of reason? So as mentioned before, everything is on Diamond District. So if we check again, if we keep on moving over to, where is it? The store right here, this with sort of the two walls upstairs. There is this newspaper right here. Might be a little bit hard to see. But if you pay close attention, it says the voice of reason since 1897. Well, that's your clue, 1897. So we insert 1897. Oh, if I can type it correctly, of course, 1897. Next clue is follow the map left to right, firsts only. So clearly we're supposed to look for a map and then we go from left to right and we only take the first thing. Probably a letter. Once again, this can be found on Diamond District, literally in the same store actually. If we just head up here, just gotta rush real quick to get in here a little faster. This is the map you're supposed to get. And once again, this might be a little bit tricky to read, but it's these red islands here, the very first letter that you'll have to take. So it's GGSLAI. And these are the letters that we have to insert in this case. So GGSLAI. And then we have the home of Lux Noir. And once again, that is something that exists on Diamond District. We just have to find it. In this case, this might actually be existing in more than just one room, but I found it pretty much immediately. I first thought it was a nightclub reference thing, but I found it immediately in this store right here. Lux Noir, Ashtonfine. Actually, no, it has to be in Ashtonfine, because Ashtonfine is where it's been found. So that is exactly where the place that you have to insert, the home. It's Ashtonfine. And then we have a denizen of the hells in faded red. So this is something devil related. And guess what? Once again, it can be found on Diamond District. And it's actually right over here. It's the Pinkydemon. So that is what we have to insert. And then we get here. And as you might have noticed here in the bottom right, we just received a new email. So if you check the new email, we got this order confirmation email. Now, if you pay close attention, like I immediately spotted that before even opening the mail. The domain is Morse family, and that should just immediately give you the hint that you have to use Morse code, which is indeed correct. And like even if you look at these things, right, there's a couple bold things, and it says like ×1, ×2, there's like a couple spaces, there's these weird slashes, and that's just a common theme that's being used for Morse code translation. So essentially, you end up having this to be a letter, 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 and then all these combined are one word, these combined are one word, and these combined are one word. Kind of. And if you notice, yeah, there's only 9mm and 5.8, so it always varies between the two. So it's essentially just a coin flip whether this one is the dot or this one is the dot. And it turns out that the 9mm is the dot and the 5.8 is the dash. So you literally just start typing that into a Morse code translator, which I have conveniently already done for you guys. So this is what you have to insert. And what you get out of it is lots of ammo. Surprise, surprise. It's gun related and it's lots of ammo. Cool. So this is the final password that we have to insert here. And then finally, we made it through all the different secrets and we're in the folder. Now, what this folder entails, I guess you guys can find out on your own if you want to. I'm not gonna spoil it, but that's kind of like how to get into it. So, yeah, I'm kind of excited to see like what these other folders are going to entail. At the moment, we have no info about this one. I'm assuming that it's just not ready yet. They still have to come up with something. But fun little secret. If you have any questions, just throw them into the comments. But thanks for tuning in, I guess, and have fun.